Ange, with Dom out, Richarlison, you think a big chance he could play. Everton last year, when he scored that twice, took 2 goals at Everton, was perhaps the best we've seen of him. The game the other day, he had that chance right at the end. The image of you sort of slumped over afterwards, sort of summed up what Spurs fans were thinking. I suppose my question is, how do you get that consistency out of him? I know he's had an injury problem.
Yeah, I mean, that is a big part. I mean, you talk about the Everton game last year, but that was kind of a spell of him playing really regularly. And even I thought last year, whenever he got a series of games, he just looked better and better and better. But then, invariably sort of an injury hit. So, I think that chance the other night, if he sort of had a full pre-season and played half a dozen games, he'd probably bury it because he's so good in the air. I remember last year, I think it was Sheffield United, second game, it's a very similar header he buried, but he'd had a pre-season with us. So that's the thing with Richie, just trying to get him fit. And obviously we've got to be a little bit careful with him because he hasn't played for quite a while. But I think I've said before, whenever he's been really fit and available, I've always chosen him because he's a handful for oppositions. He's a real physical presence in the box. He's a good finisher. He works hard for the team. But hopefully now getting Dom in, the whole idea was that we can sort of share that workload and not sort of be so reliant on one player. But, I think, he's still at a good age, Richie, where, he can still play some fantastic football for us, and we just got to make sure we sort of keep him fit and manage his workload so we get the best out of him.
I was kind of leading on to my next question. Does this exact sscenario that's come up with Dom's injury sort of sum up why it's important to keep him at the club and have 2 top strikers?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, if, Richie's not going anywhere, but if he did leave, I'd definitely sign another striker. I mean, we had that issue last year, we were really short in that area. And I mean, to be fair, the whole pre-season we played without a striker. I mean, I was playing Decky Kulusevski through there the whole sort of pre-season because we hadn't signed Dom and Richie was out, and it makes a difference to the way we play when we have a striker in there. And it's really important for us that we have 2 recognised strong strikers in the team.
And just finally, you mentioned with Yves Bissouma that the bridge building continues. I just wondered what his reaction and his behaviour, his attitude has been like this week.
You know what it's like when you punish a child and they do everything right for the next 2 days? He's first in the meetings, he's doing everything right, but there's always temptation down the road, so we'll see. But, like I said, I've always believed in opportunity for redemption and learning. So we're still in that space at the moment with Biss, but obviously that door closes after a while if there's repeated sort of. So he's been good, but I would have been surprised if he wasn't. And it's always the key with Biss is just the consistency of that, consistency of behaviour, of, what he does. It's not that he's doing a lot of bad things. I mean, the last transgression obviously was very serious, but it's the little things along the way also that, and I think sometimes that manifests in his game as well. Where he's really good, and then he'll have a moment where he's not, and so I think it all correlates. So from our perspective, it's about trying to continually guide him, but as I keep saying, that's up to him. He's got to continue to try and do be the best version of himself he can possibly be.
Ange, is Decky as centre forward still a live option for you?
Yeah, it's an option, yeah. I don't think it's his best area, but he's certainly through the pre-season. And even, we used him, I think, a couple of games at the back end of last year. Might have been, at least one game we used him there. And look, he's such a hard worker. He runs the line really well. He can link up with sort of, the rest of the team in a build-up where I think he can do a job for us there, but I don't think that's his best position.
Well, what he said to us more about Dom, I suppose every striker comes in and wants to score a goal and they make a big move like that, but it's a big blur.
Yeah, it is, but, every story is written differently, mate. They're not all just fairy tales where you make your debut and score a hat-trick. He was very good for us last week, and I guess we're just as disappointed because it's really exciting, to see that he's going to fit in really well with what we're doing. I've got no doubt about that. It's just a small hiccup, mate. He misses a game or two, and we've got, like I said, it's game 1 of 50+ games. He'll have plenty of opportunities to recover from that. For me, the exciting bit was just watching him in our team last week. I can see he's going to be a really good fit.
Cool.
You mentioned that Richarlison hasn't played a lot of football recently. Is he fit to start this game from England to play there?
Well, he's fit to start the game because he's training, but can he play 90 minutes? No. So, that's where the decision lies, because, of course, he's fit to start a game because he came on last week. You don't come on the pitch unless you're fit. So, but game time and sort of match fitness is different, and he hasn't played a minute in pre-season. So, it's, that's the challenge. So he could start for sure, but he's not going to play 90 minutes. So it's where we give him his minutes.
And was there interest in him this summer? You thought, the striker in, so he'd become more of a class maybe to a level?
Don't know, mate. They don't come to me if they've got interest. They go to other people.
You said he's not going anywhere, so you want to play in his...
Yeah, he's not one that, we were kind of looking to move on, not from my perspective anyway. But, as I'll see it right now, we need 2 strikers and that's what we've got.
Any others? John?
Obviously, managers always looking at one game at a time, but the fans will be looking at the North London derby. What you said about the
when is that, mate? So.
What you said about the international break.
Yeah.
Dominic Solanke should be fit for that.
Oh, okay, okay. Fair enough. That's all right. Yeah. No, look, it's not serious enough to keep him out for 5 weeks. No. So, he's still a chance for the Newcastle game. That's kind of the extent of it. It just depends how quickly he recovers.
It's obviously a blow for him, isn't it? Because he's the big new signing. You had to put your arm around him. You look to worry about it, or does he not need that?
I'm not that type, mate. So, but he's a big man, mate. And now, look, I think I've always said that to footballers, nothing runs smoothly. I mean, think of the poor old manager, mate. Forget the player. What about me? I've just lost my key striker from, a weekend after buying him. What about me, mate? Who puts an arm around? Yeah, see, I need an arm around me. No, it's all good. Look, I think, like I said, we didn't sign Dom for one match, and he knows that. He's here for hopefully a long time to have a real impact this football club and bring success to it. And I thought it was exciting last week what we saw, and this is just a small sort of bump in the road, and we'll get over it and move on. And I'm sure he'll be looking forward to getting back out there.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.